In the bustling open-plan office of Apex Logistics in downtown Karachi, where the hum of printers and the clatter of keyboards formed a constant backdrop, Ahmed Khan was the quiet one. A single dad to his 8-year-old daughter, Zara, he arrived every morning at 8:45 sharp, delivered her to school, and then slipped into his cubicle like a shadow. He handled inventory reports, chased delayed shipments, and never complained. His colleagues knew little about him beyond the framed photo on his desk, Zara grinning with missing front teeth, Ahmed's arm around her. Sarah Malik sat 3 desks away. Sharp, ambitious, and 5 years younger than Ahmed's 34, she was the team's unofficial morale booster. Quick with a laugh, quicker with a solution. She had been at Apex for 4 years, climbing steadily while Ahmed stayed comfortably in his mid-level role. They exchanged polite nods, shared occasional small talk about weekend plans or the latest office gossip, but nothing deeper. Ahmed kept his world small: work, Zara, home. Sarah's was larger, filled with friends, brunches, and the occasional dating app swipe that never stuck. It happened on a rainy Thursday in late 2020. The office was half empty because of lockdowns, but those present were celebrating Sarah's promotion to team lead. Someone had ordered samosas and cake. Laughter echoed as people toasted her success. Ahmed lingered near the back, nursing a cup of chai. He had congratulated her earlier with a simple, well-deserved. Now, as the group teased Sarah about finally being the boss lady, she rolled her eyes dramatically. God, if only I could find someone to share the stress, she joked, fanning herself with a paper plate. Anyone want to volunteer as tribute? Marry me and take half my workload? The room erupted in chuckles. Eyes darted playfully. Then Sarah, still laughing, spotted Ahmed standing quietly by the window, rain streaking the glass behind him. You. Ahmed bye, she called out, pointing with mock seriousness. You're reliable, quiet, and you never miss a deadline. Marry me? It was a throwaway line, delivered with the same light-hearted energy she used for everything. The room waited for his comeback, maybe a shy smile, a polite deflection. Ahmed looked up, surprised. For a second, his face softened in a way no one had seen before. Then, in a low voice that carried just enough to be heard, he said, "Sure. Why not?" The laughter doubled. Someone clapped him on the back. Sarah waved it off with a grin, turning back to the cake. Ahmed returned to his desk without another word. The moment passed like a ripple in a pond. But it didn't disappear entirely. Over the next few months, the office slowly reopened. Ahmed and Sarah worked on the same projects more often. She appreciated his steady hand with numbers, he admired how she could turn a frustrated client into a loyal one. They started having actual conversations, about Zara's school projects, about Sarah's dream to start her own consulting side gig, about the exhaustion of single life in a city that never slept. One evening, after a late shift, they walked to the parking lot together. Rain had just stopped, leaving the air cool and clean. You know, Sarah said casually, that joke I made. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Ahmed shrugged. It was funny. Zara thought it was hilarious when I told her. You told your daughter? She asked why everyone at work was laughing about marriage. I said a pretty lady asked me, and I said yes as a joke. Sarah laughed, but there was a new note in it, curiosity. And if it wasn't a joke? He paused by his beat-up Suzuki. Then I'd say, ask me again when you're serious. She searched his face. No teasing, no flirtation. Just honesty. She nodded, smiled, and got into her car. They never spoke of it again. Not directly. Life moved on. Ahmed focused on Zara, her first cricket match, her fear of math turning into straight A's with his patient tutoring. Sarah dated here and there, but nothing lasted. She threw herself into work, earning another promotion. They remained friendly co-workers. Friendly enough that when Zara had a school event, Sarah volunteered to help with decorations. Friendly enough that Ahmed brought her tea when she pulled all-nighters. Then came the silence. In 2022, Sarah received an offer she couldn't refuse, a senior role at a multinational in Dubai. Better pay, better opportunities. She announced it in a team meeting, voice steady, but eyes glistening. Ahmed congratulated her like everyone else. "You'll kill it there," he said simply. She left 2 months later. On her last day, she hugged him quickly in the hallway. "Take care of Zara," she whispered. "And yourself." He nodded. "You too." After that, nothing. No messages. No calls. Social media stayed polite, likes on Eid posts, the occasional comment on Zara's school photos that Ahmed shared sparingly. Sarah disappeared into her new life, and Ahmed into his routine. Years passed. By 2025, Zara was 13, tall and opinionated, with her father's quiet eyes and a fire all her own. Ahmed had been promoted once, to supervisor, and life felt stable, if lonely. He hadn't dated seriously since his divorce 6 years earlier. Women at the office tried to set him up, he always smiled and changed the subject. One December evening, the office held its annual year-end party at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city lights. Ahmed attended reluctantly. Zara was at a sleepover, but his team insisted. He arrived late, found a quiet corner with a mocktail. The music was loud, conversations louder. Then the door opened. Sarah walked in. She looked the same, yet different, more confident, hair shorter, a quiet elegance in her black dress. Heads turned. Whispers spread. "Is that?" She scanned the room, spotted him, and smiled, the same smile from 5 years ago. Ahmed stood frozen. She walked straight to him, ignoring the curious stares. "Hi," she said softly. "Hi." His voice cracked slightly. The music faded into background noise. "I owe you an answer," she said. He blinked. "What?" "5 years ago, you said, 'Sure, why not?' I laughed it off. Then I left. I told myself it was just a joke. But every time I came back to Karachi for visits, I thought about it. About you. About Zara." Ahmed swallowed. "Sarah. I dated people there. Good people. But none of them were you. None of them looked at me the way you did that rainy day, like I was worth waiting for. I realized I wasn't running towards something better. I was running away from what scared me most, that maybe the best thing was right here, and I wasn't brave enough to see it." The room seemed to shrink. Someone turned down the music. Sarah took a breath. "So. I'm back. For good. Transferred to the Karachi branch. And I'm asking again, not as a joke." She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside was a simple silver band, no diamond, just engraved with the date of that rainy Thursday. "Will you marry me, Ahmed?" Silence blanketed the rooftop. Then gasps. Then murmurs. Ahmed's eyes filled. He looked at the ring, at her, at the life he'd built alone, and the one he could build with her. He took the box gently. "Yes," he said, voice thick. "Yes." The room exploded. Cheers, applause, hugs. Zara's friends later said she cried happy tears when Ahmed called her that night to tell her. They married 6 months later in a small nikah ceremony at a local masjid, Zara as witness, co-workers as family. No grand gestures, just promises made quietly, like the man who once said, "Sure, why not," and meant it. Years of silence had built the strongest foundation. And when Sarah finally spoke her truth, it shocked everyone, because love, sometimes, waits patiently in the background until the moment is right.